Hey there, I'm Tucker and you're watching D&D Daily. Today we're going to be talking about the Hunter of the Great White Aboleth, Ahab. If you want to play Ahab, you're going to need to be a Triton that takes the Oath of the Watchers Paladin class and subclass. Ahab grew up at the bottom of the ocean like all Triton, near a portal to the elemental plane of water. Like most Triton, their responsibility was to guard this material plane from anything coming out of this portal to the elemental plane of water. This is where he got his oaths from his Oath of the Watchers. His oaths are vigilance, loyalty, and discipline. He is always going to be committed to these three things in everything he does. While growing up, Ahab did not take these oaths too seriously and was very lax when on his guard duty or on anything he did. That is until one day everything changed. A great white aboleth came out of this portal and destroyed everything in his city and then left. The Triton couldn't do much about this. They had to stay and protect this portal. However, Ahab could. He decided that he was going to go in a hunt for that great white aboleth and return it to the elemental plane of water, but more likely he wanted to slay it. As he was leaving, his people mocked him, thinking that he was just going to go and take a vacation essentially from his guard duty. However, Ahab was committed, so he now wants to go into the world, find that aboleth, and prove to his people that he is committed to these oaths. Ahab's personality is that he likes exploring and finding out new things, especially about the surface world, and that will be one heck of a journey for him to go up there for the first time. He is vigilant. He will always be on watch for threats. Though he is serious and committed to the task he's doing, he is not going to take that and the threats around it super seriously. He's not going to act too stiff because of these threats. Ahab is loyal. He will not abandon his post or his mission, and more importantly, he will not abandon his friends. He is disciplined. He gets the job done, and he tries to make consistent progress every day towards his goal. He will keep his eyes set on his goal. In combat, Ahab is a close quarters combatant with a minor in support and crowd control. As a combatant, Ahab uses a trident, heavy armor, and a shield with the dueling fighting style. As a support, he uses lay on hands, bless, aid, and other support options that come with the paladin class. As an Oath of the Watchers, he helps his team with saving throws with his channel divinity and initiative with his Watcher's aura. And as a crowd controller, he leans on his Triton spells like Fog Cloud and Wall of Water to divide the backline from the front so his team can divide and conquer the battlefield. Along similar lines, he can cast Abjure the Extraplanar as a channel divinity to force a wide berth of creatures to save or suck, further dividing the enemy ranks. The Oath of the Watchers also gives you a few niche spell options that won't be used often, but when the opportunity comes, it can be fantastic. See Invisibility, Moonbeam, and to a lesser extent Counter Expel fall into this category. Out of combat, Ahab can do all the strong things for the party. He can also be an off face for the party, giving them that social encounter ability that they need if no one else can do it. In his downtime, Ahab is going to be searching for the aboleth in this world to rid this world of that invader. The key mechanics for Ahab is that he is going to split his stats evenly between strength, constitution, and charisma. Because he gets a +1 in 3 different stats from being a Triton, he can do this with point buy, for example. However, if he doesn't get that choice, charisma is going to be his tertiary stat, with strength and constitution taking higher priority on his stat list. The weaknesses of playing Ahab is that his dex, intelligence, and wisdom saves will not be great, but this is partially mitigated by his paladin aura of protection feature and Watcher's will. This is going to make him better at saving throws, but it still might be a problem, especially at low levels. Dex, intelligence, and wisdom also make up the mass majority of skills, so out of combat, he'll be failing a lot of skill checks, so this is going to be something to be aware of. I don't think this should make you not do skill checks. I think it's just something to be aware of that you're not going to be the most reliable. He also can't do much in the way of long-range combat. Having Fog Cloud and Wall of Water make it so you can separate the backline from the front line so you don't have to deal with the long-range combat right away. However, he's not going to be doing much to attack them from long range, mainly just putting up a barrier so that he can get there. Using as an NPC, I would have him definitely be a quest giver. He would invite the party to go with him to go and find and kill this aboleth. I think having this would give the party a good introduction to maybe a bigger story arc, or it would just give them something to do. I would have him be part of this combat. I would have him do it, as he has a lot of abilities that go against this aboleth. It would make a great way to show off his skills while also making it an easier encounter for your party. If you have a party member that isn't from this realm, he might actually be hunting them. Something like a satyr from the Feywild, or maybe a genasi if they came from one of those elemental planes. He might actually be trying to return them to one of those planes as one of his oaths. The key note for Ahab is that the Triton and the Oath of Watchers Paladin are perfectly aligned for each other. They both protect the world from extra-dimensional beings, they are lawful, and they take their oaths very seriously. This race and this subclass were meant for each other. They work super well together story-wise. Combat-wise and out-of-combat-wise, they have a lot of mechanics that work well together, but overall it's that story that we're going for here. How would you use Ahab in one of your games? What would you do to make him better, or what would you do to make him more flavorful? Let us know in the comments below. We are D&D Daily. We release new content every single day all about D&D, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and we'll see you tomorrow.